Today we're gonna check in with the yearly horror bingo board made by Wicked Reading. And we're not doing well. And it is not for a lack of trying. Out of the 25 prompts, I've only completed 9. And some are unbelievable to me that I haven't done them yet. Some are tried many times but didn't work out. So let's get through all of the prompts and see what I have done. And in that case, what I read for it. And if I liked it. Hello, if you're new here, I'm Denise from Chaos in Bookland. Welcome. I hope you will join our bookish community. If you want to, don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you want to see more chaos from me. The first prompt on the bingo board is published in 2024 and read in 2024 for hard mode. That is also the problem. I'm trying to do hard mode and I'm failing on that. But for this I read the Battle of the Pumpkin King, and I indeed read that in 2024. So this one is done and done for hard mode. Second prompt on the bingo board is epileptic book, and for hard mode it has to have an epilogue. I have a book set for this. I just haven't gotten to yet because I'm not super interested in a book, and there are a lot of books that I am actually interested in, and I did not happen to find one by accident yet. Third prompt on the bingo board is Halloween, and for hard mode it doesn't only have to have a Halloween setting, it also needs to feature trick-or-treating. And for that I'm going to put in the Southern's Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This was originally for another prompt, but the book I tried for the trick-or-treating had no trick-or-treat in it. I tried reading the Train of Dark Wonders by Alex Bell. Loved it, but it did not have a Halloween setting, except for that it was Halloween candy and there was no trick-or-treating. So the Southern's Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires, all by an accident, had Halloween setting and there was trick-or-treating in it. And I think that is so hard to research. I could not find a book and know for sure that it had that I'm putting this book in. Because I think it's easier to find 2 creepy words in a title than it is to know beforehand that there is trick-or-treating in a book. Then I need a book with blood. And for hard mode it needs to be a lot of blood. I have a book set for this. It's gonna be a vampire book. But I'm waiting with this until I can do my 13 vlogs for Halloween. The 5th prompt on the board is woods as a setting in a book. And for the hard mode there cannot be any trees on the cover. And for this I chose Water Girls by Rory Powers, or you guys helped me pick that book. You guys recommended it to me, and actually I did not expect anything from it and I loved it. The ending killed it though. If it would have a different ending it would probably have been 5 stars. This is a very feverish, creepy atmosphere book. A lot of things is happening, we have no clue. Weird and wonderful. But unfortunately the ending was a letdown. Next up is classics, and for hard mode it needs to be a classic before 1950, which is not a problem for me because I love gothic horror from the 1800s. However, I am saving this kind of books for my vlogs in September and October. I love those books and the vlogs tend to be doing so much better in that season, and you know, I want to give my favorite books the right time to shine. Then I think this is the hardest one, and I'm still not sure what book I want to read for this. But you need a translated book, which is not a problem. But for hard mode, there needs to be a translator note in the book. And that is one I cannot find out. And I have not found a horror book yet that I want to, that I know of that has a translator note. So if you do, let me know down below, please, because I need a bit of help here. Next up is cover pick. The hard mode was you can't know the synopsis of the book. And for that, I bought Mary's Monsters by Lita George. Or not specifically for this, but I bought this book on Vinted because look. This cover is stunning. And I was like, I have to have it. It says Mary's Monsters. I bet it's Frankenstein related. I didn't even know for sure. But this cover was gorgeous. And I'm so glad I got it. Because the inside is also gorgeous. And this is all about Mary Shelley's life. Not about Frankenstein. But about her life and how she has become the person to write Frankenstein, basically. And in this book, you could really see Lita had done a lot of research on Mary Shelley's life. And this book felt very accurate for that reason. I felt there is so much work going on in this book. And I really liked the portraying of Mary's life in this book. It was not dramified, it was just... But it was also not dry facts. It was still a story you could follow. But it was very well grounded in letters from the whole group of people that this book talks about. So, would recommend. Next up is a book with that. And for hard mode, it has to be personifies that. That's a hard word. For that, I chose Belladonna. That is a person in this. I liked Belladonna. It was fine. I enjoyed it while reading. But it's not that I am now dying to pick up the second book. I would like to read the second book. I don't mind reading the second book. But I would also be fine if I not read it. It was a good ride while we were there, but it's not really my thing. It was a bit too romancy heavy and not horror-y enough for me. But for that prompt, I also read Valentine Crow and Mr. Dad. And it was absolutely lovely. It was super cute. That is personified in this one. And I really, really enjoyed that one. So, but I could not make them work in any other place. So, now I've read them both for this one. See, I tried. I tried really hard to read books for the horror book bingo board. Next up is 2 or more spooky words in the title. This one I have forfeited to another prompt, so I need to find a new book for this. Again, if you have recommendations, leave them down below. Next up is Corpse and Zombies. And I've read Stitch for that, because I wanted to read a Frankenstein retelling, obviously. However, I was scanning this book, and I was looking at my book journal, where I have the prompts in hard mode in. Because that's not on the bingo board she provided, it's in the document. And the hard mode is in a series. And Stitch is not a series. So I did do it, but I did not fulfill hard mode with it. And I had another Frankenstein retelling book for this. That is a series. And I will be reading that, but it will also be in September, October. And I have to finish it before October. So, I am very sad about this one because I love this one so much. I want it to be on the bingo board, but it's not hard mode. So, what we're gonna do. Are we just not gonna do hard mode? But I really want to try hard mode. We'll see. I've read it and I loved it, alright? This is one of the best Frankenstein retellings I have read. It is a middle grade. I don't care how old you are. You should read this. It's amazing. And, you know, the original message of Mary Shelley of like, who is the monster? What makes a monster? Is really well depicted in this book. So, 5 stars for Stitch. But it does not fit hard mode. This prompt is horror plus another genre. It has to be genre bending. For hard mode though, it has to be other genre that you don't really read a lot. And for me that would be either sci-fi or slashers. And I have a slasher horror book in mind. But I need to wait to read that. Because it is now by an unknown author to me, and I need that later. Then another painful prompt, and that is a 5-star read, or predicted 5-star read. And for hard mode, it actually has to be 5-star. And that's where we went all wrong. Because I have read Anatomy by Sana Swartz, this was a 5-star prediction for me. And it's a really good book. I enjoyed this. This is about a woman. I think it was set in the 1800s. Could have been early 1900s. However, she lives in a world that, woman can't do shit. But this lady is learning to be a physician. And it's giving female mad scientist vibes. She is learning that in her secret room, in her count castle. Because she's not allowed. So it came so close. But I cannot give it 5 stars. It was a 4-star. It was a good 4-star to me. A very good 4-star. But it's not 5. And it was so close to being a 5. But it's not. So again, I fulfilled this one for easy mode. But it does not work for hard mode. However, I have a solution. I don't think I can fit this in and for anything else for hard mode. So if you see one of these books and I did not do hard mode for it, and you think, girl, if you put it there, you have completed hard mode, let me know. That would be fantastic. Then we have New to Me by BookRec author. I have book set for this. Still need to do work on it. Then we have Cryptic, and for hard mode, it has to be a cryptic I don't know a lot about. And for this I chose The Whispering Man. But I have tried this one before in Dutch and I did not like it in Dutch. So I have to try it in English. I just have not been motivated to look for an English audiobook. I could not find it the first time around, that's why I went for Dutch. So I should do another search to see if I can find it now. But I have not been motivated. Next up is a title that needs to have a number or quantitative. And for hard mode, it needs to be more than 1. This is another book that was not really on my radar, but is here because it fits the prompt. That would be Nosferatu. So I have not been motivated to pick it up yet. But again, I want to wait until my vampire vlog. This is the problem. Next up is the occult, and for hard mode, there also needs to be a physical item. A physical occult item in the book. And I could not think of the life of me what a physical occult item was. But apparently, it's something like a Ouija board. And that is the only example I can give you. So I have a book set for this, but it's a witchy book and I want to do my witchy book in summer, but later on when I can do a witchy tour. And then the vlog will air in spooky season. It is gonna be one of my 13 vlogs for Halloween. Next up is Book Club Pick, and for this there is no hard mode because she found that it was hard already. This is the easiest prompt for me. I host a book club. It's the Pinch of Mischief Middle Grade Book Club. And in May we have read The Whispering Halls, the first book of the Shadowhall Academy by Phil Hikes. For now, this is what I put in for book club. However, this was a 5-star prediction for me and it did got 5 stars. Phil Hikes is the author of Evelyn Jones, the series. I absolutely love that series. One of my favorite spooky series. And he did it again. This is about a gothic mansion boarding school with ghosts in the walls. A lot of ghost stories. There was even a bit of body gore in there. 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. If you want to hear me rave about this, go watch back the live show of this book where we talked about it for the book club. We loved it. So this month in June we're gonna read the second book, which is the Ghost Story Society by Phil Hikes. This is again a 5-star prediction. I have read 4 books of him, and so far 3 of them have been 5 stars. However, if this turns out to be a 4-star, like the other 1 book, then I could swap in this for a 5-star prediction, 5-star reworded, and then this will be the book club book. So next month I should have done them both. Either way. Then we have debuted womanhood book. And for that I read the graphic novel Unfamiliar. This is about witches. It was super cute and it definitely had themes of womanhood in it. It had familiar themes as well. It was so cute. It was so good. And it is a debut. So we got the hard mode. For some reason I cannot find my graphic novels. My spooky graphic novels. Then it's adaptation, not seen, movie or show. I just didn't got to them yet. Probably gonna be another vlog. Short story. Oh no, I forgot one. We also had dual timeline POV. For this, it should have been Mary. The synopsis sounded like it had a dual POV and a dual timeline. However, it did not. It didn't. It has dual timeline, but not dual POV. And this is also about the life of Mary Shelley. However, this is overly dramatized. I don't really like it. Which is unfortunate because it is by a Dutch author and I want to try to read more Dutch authors because I really don't read a lot. But yeah, not for me. I don't think it's a bad book. It was just a not for me book, so I DNF'd it. And then for the short story collection, for hard mode, it needs to be a short story with 12 or more short stories. For that I am reading this Haunted House short story collection, which definitely has more than 12 short stories. However, I intend to only read 12 of them. So far, I have read 1. So I am actively working on this. But we're also not far in this book, so. However, the first short story I liked. So that's hopeful. Next up, the prompt is a non-typical subgenre for you. And for hard mode, it has to be from an author you already read from before. I know exactly which book I read, but I need to read the other book first, because otherwise it's not a known to me author. For TBR Vet, oh, I forgot a book. Let me grab it. For TBR Vet, it either had to be your oldest book or a book over 2 years. For me, that would be Horror Store. It is basically the oldest book on my shelves, and I think I've just had it over 2 years. I started it, as you can see. I was not vibing with it, so put it down. I might pick it back up, so I haven't replaced it yet with another book. But I'm not hopeful. I didn't vibe with this book. And I think it was my mood, but I also don't think I particularly like Grady Hendrix writing. So I should probably swap this, because if I read it, I don't think it's getting higher than 3 stars, but we'll see. And then the last prompt is creepy crawlies. And for this hard mode, it actually makes it easier, because then the creepy crawlies also have to be on the cover. And I chose Camp Nightmare by R.L. Stine. I don't really like this book. It wasn't that good. I read better books by him, even though they're scares. I loved them all as a kid. So I wanted to have one of these Goosebumps books in there just for nostalgic reasons. I still want to see if I can complete this whole bingo board with middle grade. But that's definitely not going to be hard mode, because hard mode is a bit hard. As it should. But that's it. That's the reason I only got 9 books out of the 25 so far. It's not looking good, is it? I just have to up the notch a bit. Oh, we'll see. We'll try. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please think about like, subscribe, because it helped my channel out immensely. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, nerd.